Well, hi there, Andrew Bell, and today coming to you from 7402 Marine Drive East at Sanctuary Cove. You know, I always enjoy being able to show you some of the standout properties of the Gold Coast, but this property is certainly one of the very, very best. Now, it's on the magnificent north-facing 1,148 square metre allotment on the banks of the Cooma River. Now, this 4-bedroom home plus study is truly a masterpiece of design. I've never seen anything like it, and offers a wonderful one-level living lifestyle. It's a luxurious and contemporary home designed to take full advantage of this spectacular aspect with wide river frontage, whilst it still maintains incredible privacy right throughout the home. This truly is a home that sets itself apart from all others. Now have a good look through as I share some thoughts for you this week. Now, of course, I check in from time to time about the fundamental drivers of the real estate market, and I thought it timely to do so again today. The first fundamental is GDP, where pre-COVID-19 we're hovering around that mid to high 2% range, which gave us a modest expansion of our economy. We were trending upwards, however, with all of the restrictions, our economic growth has of course been knocked off track, and we are now in a recession. And of course, we're still trying to get some accurate reading on that. But it does mean that economic activity has been contracting, not expanding, which means that more people are making less money, and so there's less money to circulate and drive prosperity. And that, of course, impacts the real estate market. Now, the second is interest rates. Now, pre-COVID-19, we're already at record lows at 0.75%. We're now at 0.25%, with really nowhere to go. But the big lesson is that the greatest tool that we've had over the past 100 years or so to spur on economic activity when we're in a recession, being reduced interest rates, is not a tool that's available to us now. Whenever we were in recessions in the past, interest rates would drop and people would be inclined to borrow money and go out and spend that money, and that would spur on economic activity. Not only is there no more capacity to drop interest rates in any significant way, but we have learnt over the past couple of years that lower interest rates did not stimulate the economy, but rather just helped in another area, which I'll touch on in just a moment. Now, third fundamental is unemployment. If you do not have a job, you cannot buy real estate. We were hovering either side of 5% unemployed pre-COVID-19, and now, of course, we're significantly higher. And that happened very quickly. We will not really know the level of unemployment until post-JobKeeper, but the numbers are likely to be the biggest since the last recession and probably the highest since the Great Depression. It is just not known yet from a real estate perspective how unemployment will affect the market, but it certainly does knock out all of the unemployed as potential buyers. It creates a pool of others who are worried about their job security, who also will decide not to buy because of that insecurity. One other point that people tend to forget about, and that is that the lending criteria will be toughened by banks who'll be worried about people's ability to repay, and that means a big chunk of buyers is taken out of the marketplace. Now, the fourth fundamental is population growth. It's a fundamental that most people don't give much thought to. Our economy has been so dependent on its expansion each year by creating new and additional consumers through immigration. That growth has been anywhere from between 200,000 and 300,000 people over the past 20 years or so annually. And they add to the economy, buying food, clothing, cars, and of course, ultimately demand for real estate, either to buy it or to rent it. Now, with the borders closed, we have zero immigration at present. And when they do open up, we're likely to see a significant drop, about 80% reduction in immigration, because the government won't want to add to the unemployment queues by bringing more people in. This will take a lot of buyers out of the real estate market. And the fifth fundamental is that housing affordability. I've touched on this over the last year or so on a number of occasions. Economic growth was not just happening to the level that has seen wages growth. And there was a time when personal debt was rising. And what avoided a mini crisis was the fact that interest rates kept falling, giving people more money back in their pockets, which did cushion the debt issue. Now, of course, most people's incomes will be less in any event. Many will be unemployed, others will not have access to overtime or bonuses and dividends for retirees, and so on and so on. And that'll certainly reduce incomes for quite some time and affordability. Now, none of the above is helpful for real estate. However, we have to remember that this recession we have entered into was created not through the normal economic fundamentals of an overheated economy with excesses left, right and centre that needed to be reined in, which is what causes most recessions. But this recession was created by all of the man-made restrictions that had to be put in place to protect us from COVID-19. Increasingly, we are removing these restrictions, and so now we just do not know how people are going to respond to the stimulus that have been put in place. We have no previous experience to reference. There will be much speculation, but keep close watch on those 5 fundamentals and you'll get a clearer picture of the road ahead for real estate. Right now, we're in a bit of an artificially created period of confidence. Restrictions have been lifted. We're encouraged to get out and take a holiday somewhere within Australia. We have JobKeeper to protect hundreds of thousands of people that otherwise may have been unemployed. Banks have provided a brief holiday period on mortgage repayments and so on and so on. We really will not be able to measure what is happening until all of those have ended and when we'll have time to stand on our own 2 feet. So much is dependent on the next 3 months and how the economy responds to this recovery that we hope is in place and how that'll impact on those various fundamentals I've just covered. I hope you've enjoyed looking through 7402 Marine Drive East. Matt Gates, our Sanctuary Cove marketing agent, whose details are on screen, is the agent to contact. Matt has a 14-year history as being the leading agent in Sanctuary Cove, and he would be delighted to provide you with much more information or an inspection. So don't hesitate to reach out to Matt. This is a breathtaking home. We have just passed the shortest day of the year. We're into a new financial year, and it's up to all of us to make the very best decisions we can for this financial year ahead. Look forward to seeing you in a fortnight's time.